everybody, in this video I will show you how to animate a title. Actually, it's gonna be a couple of titles all together in one. It's gonna be very easy, and I'm gonna give you some hidden tricks that I always use. So let's go to Premiere Pro. First thing to do, you just press T in the keyboard and you have here the title option, and we're gonna type Koper, which is basically the town where I live here in Slovenia. Now, if we select the arrow here, we can see that the anchor point is in the corner. Maybe it's not gonna be a problem, but maybe if I wanna make it bigger, smaller, I always tend to center the anchor. I prefer to have it ready, center for whatever I want to do. So we go here to Effect Controls, we open our text, and if we go a little bit down, we can see here the option to center it. Now we want to center the title. Yes, with Essential Graphics, we could do it very easily. We have already the icons there and everything. Maybe you know how to do it, but the point of this one is to show you some tricks that you can do. So we're not gonna use Essential Graphics today, and we're gonna press Control. If you press Control and you start to move, you can see there's these red lines that tells you where is the center, and it's amazing. Just let's go a little higher because I'm gonna make another title. So we press T again. So to create another title, if I press T right now, the title is gonna be in the same layer because as you can see, selected Koper. I don't want that. I want it to be separate. So we're gonna click in the empty, and now we can press T again. And as soon as we click here, you can see that another layer was created. We're gonna put here Slovenia, which is the country where Koper is. We're gonna do exactly the same as I told you. We come to the text, I center the anchor, and then pressing Control, I just put it exactly in the center. We have our title, Koper Slovenia. This is what I wanted. But let's give some decorations, no? Let's create a line in the middle. Remember, we unselect so we can have it separate, and then we're gonna make a rectangle here, and we're gonna stretch the rectangle so then it's not a rectangle, it's actually a line, and this is it. But what is missing now is the animation. So let's go to the animation, and we're going to start with the line, okay? This graphic that we created. The first thing is to look for the point where we want our animation to finish. So we're gonna click the space bar, and we're gonna go until we decide, you know what, I want my animation to finish here. So we put play, there you go. I think there is okay. At that time, I want 100% the title to be visible. Before that time, you can make all the movements, animations, all the craziness. So we're gonna start from that line. Remember, that line is very important, and we're gonna use it for the rest of the animation. So we go again to the line, okay? The graphic is selected, and we're gonna put scale. We're gonna create a keyframe because there is where we want the 100% of the line to be visible. Animation is over here. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna put 0. Of course, we're gonna pull this keyframe to the beginning. And now, if I'm gonna take out Slovenia here, the I, I'm gonna close it, and the Koper, we're gonna close it. So we see just the line. I wanna show you what is happening. From 0 to 100. There you go, and here is where the animation finishes. So we're gonna create animation now for Slovenia and for Koper, but this animation is cool, huh? The title appears like that's really cool. So let's select Slovenia. Other thing is that when you are getting close to the keyframe and you wanna see exactly where is the center, just focus in this dot here is white. Every time you move a frame until it gets blue, when it gets blue, it means you are in the center. Let's leave the blue line, the cursor here, and let's go to Slovenia. Of course, you don't see it because we click here in the eye. Let's open it now. And now we're gonna create animation to the titles. In Slovenia, as you can see here, we're gonna move it. Remember that we're moving it here in the vector motion, We're not moving it in the text, okay? So Slovenia is on the bottom. I want it to appear from the top. So we're gonna come here to position, and as soon as we have position, we click here the keyframe. This is the 100%. Remember, this is the line that we want everything 100%, okay? We're gonna come a little bit here, and we're gonna move it so that Slovenia is gonna go up. Just touching the line. There is okay. So now as you can see, we have Slovenia going from the top to the bottom. That's perfect, okay? Now remember the line. Remember the line when we see the blue dot here. We stop here. Now we're going to do Koper. We're gonna turn off Slovenia so we don't see it, and we're gonna turn on Koper so we can see it, okay? Pressing here the I. Now we're gonna do the same thing, position, click. If we go a little here, we're gonna do the opposite. Instead of the top, we're gonna go down. So we're gonna go down until it touches the line just there. And now we put it there, and as we can see here, we have Koper going from the bottom to the top. Now, if I show you what we did, it's like everything is mixing, is crossing each other. Well, this is not what we want. We're starting with animation. Now we're gonna do something really nice. Let's go back to Koper. And let's go here where you have the text, it says copper. There is a mask here that is waiting for us. We're gonna click here and we have the mask. So we're gonna do it here. Exactly try to put it here in the line. We're gonna move it here so copper is visible. And then we're gonna do the same here, and there you go. We have copper visible, okay? Now, what we did is with this mask, this area is visible, the rest is not visible. So look what we did now. We're gonna close Slovenia so you don't see Slovenia and you'll see exactly what we did is this. You see? Nice. And now we're gonna do the same with Slovenia. Come here where it says text and we're gonna create a mask, but now of course it's gonna be in Slovenia. And that's it. Now if we come here, we can see exactly what we did. We have an animation, amazing, it looks beautiful. There's still some things that we can do to smooth the things up. Let's go back. Copper, we can see the movement is here. Let's select all the keyframes, right click, temporal interpolation, and let's put auto Bezier. What it's doing is actually smoothing the movement. It's not that rush. We're gonna do the same with Slovenia and the same with the graphic. And now we have our animation done perfectly. Okie doke. For our last trick and effect, what I want to do is to nest this file, okay? Now, I want to do two tricks now. We're going to use an effect called ramp. We look for the ramp effect here in the effects panel and we just pull it and put it in our nest sequence. As you can see, it gives this nice effect. It's like darker on the top and it goes with the graduation of colors all the way to the bottom. It's very nice. Now, it comes by default a little grayish color, but you can change the colors. If you come here in the effect controls, you can see that you have all the options to change the end color to, instead of white, it can be like blue. Instead of the starting color black, it can be like a light blue, and you make the craziness there. But we're gonna keep it as it is, okay? Because I wanna show you something else that we can do now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this nested sequence. We're gonna come to the top one, and we're going to erase the ramp from the top one because we don't want that effect here. As you can see, it's very clear, white is light up, it's like there is reflectors all over because that's actually the color of the font. What ramp did was put in the color a little bit grayish and like without many highlights, but now we have these highlights in this one. So what we're gonna do, oh, look at this because this is gonna be very nice. We're gonna come to the beginning of the title so we can see exactly when the animation is finishing. Remember that I told you in the beginning, this line, the line that tells you when everything is done. It's exactly there. So when the animation finishes, I want another animation to come, and this is what we're gonna do here. So we have selected the top nested sequence, the one that doesn't have the ramp, okay? What we're gonna do is in opacity, we're gonna create a mask. We're gonna pull it here, and it really doesn't matter the shape of the mask. Just try to cover, at least in the height, it has to cover all the letters. It's okay like that. Now, we're gonna put like 120% of feather so it doesn't look bad. And we're gonna create the animation, the mask path. We're gonna put here the start, and then we're gonna go all the way to the end, and we're gonna move our mask to the end, okay? So here, there you go. Like we can actually pull it even to the end. And now we take this out so we don't get confused, and let's see what we did. This is our first animation, right? It comes to there. And now we're going to release this, and look what is happening with the new one that we did. Oh, super nice. I love it. I love it. I love that these lights is like a reflector passing through, right? It was very simple. A couple of tricks, couple of things that I wanted to show you. I hope you like it. I hope you're gonna use it. And if you know somebody that can use it, share it. Share the video. Don't be selfish. You know it's free. So now I'm gonna leave you with it. Just go to Premiere Pro, start to experiment with all of these things that you saw, okay? Until next week.